I guess the second ball dropping episode of the Good Game Guys.
Ball dropping episode. You have really
We
you're
I,
clinging to that really hard.
oh, holy shit! That's a party foul on my end right there. I completely forgot to check the audio for the microphone input when I decided to dust out my computer.
So you plugged your mic into a different port.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. OBS is not a fan of that.
So I've learned. Anyway, here you have your host right here, Dr.Captain,
I'm Dag.
I'm Akari.
which we have a special guest who he just said his name right now since River actually forgot his microphone, and I believe Dan's still in Catalina with his family.
Right.
So, hey, special guest.
Right?
Woohoo.
How about that? You
Oh,
know,
man.
someone we can actually talk to.
And then wish afterwards that you didn't.
Oh, fucking hell. So,
Don't
as I'm,
sell yourself short. That's my job.
I'm sorry, sir. You were fired.
Oh.
as I'm busy trying to recover from that little blunder, why don't we go ahead and get into what we've been up to this whole week?
All right.
Doug, you go.
Oh, sure. Well, thanks to the good grace of a personal friend of mine, I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV again. Thanks again, Hikari.
Absolutely.
Oh, so that's why he's on the show right now.
That is correct.
Well, he didn't really buy a spot. It was more just a panic. Hey, dude. Hey, help, please. And so I've been kind of grinding through the new expansion and trying to figure out what all they fucked up. And I'm not 100% sure on what all they fucked up, but things feel odd.
Well, let's be honest. You got to experience drastic shift in voice acting cast in the span of 5 minutes that took us about a month to experience, and we would have to go back and replay the old scenes going, when the hell did that guy turn Scottish?
Right, right. They did change a number of the voice actors. They changed a bit how my preferred classes and jobs work and how useful they were. Like, it really feels like they're trying to shift all of the gathering and crafting stuff. Like, you can't really be an Omni-crafter anymore without,
Nope.
spending stupid amounts of time doing so.
Yep.
They're trying to get you to focus on, like, one craft, and it's like, wow, they neutered a large portion of the game that I previously enjoyed.
Oh, I think you're gonna, once you get up into, like, say, level 53 or so, you'll be right back where you started from. The difference between 50 and 51 is drastically huge.
It is. It really is. It's like they're expecting me to have gone through all the grindy bullshit to, get all the gear and shit.
They have. They have.
Yeah. Yeah, and ignore that huffing and puffing noise. That is Ikari sucking on a robot dick.
Insert
Pleasure.
tab A into slot B. Yum yum.
Pleasure mode activated. Oh,
Oh,
baby.
Jesus. Oh
Jesus
God.
fucking Christ.
So where was I? Oh right. So yeah, there's a lot of things that feel off about the current expansion, and I'm still putting time into wrapping my head around it. But so far, I'm kind of disappointed.
Really?
Yeah.
So, Ikari, are you going to start demanding your money back now?
No, no. I mean, he's already getting me fat loots just from rejoining the game again.
Oh, right on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's getting the whole buddy sign up bonus thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does that work if you already have an account with them, though?
It has to be a new account that is created with your referral code. That they give you bonuses and freebie things, exclusive extras, if you will, that other players wouldn't get. Purely cosmetic for the most part.
Right. Well,
And the new people also get bonuses as well. They improved their buddy referral campaign with the new expansion so that you can get decent gear for when you're brand spanking new. that you would otherwise have to grind through dungeons, 5, 6, 7 times and hope you get the drops that you wanted. It said, no, I'm just going to trade in these tokens to get this gear set. Thanks for playing.
Right. Right. And to be fair, I did have an account with 1.0, and I'm using the same account, but A Realm Reborn was considered to be a different game, so I was able to put in a referral code when I signed up on that.
Okay, that was the part I was curious about, because I
Yeah.
know you've played Final Fantasy before.
Mhm.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played 1.0 where it took like fucking 100,000 crystals to craft one thing.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
no,
Well,
the grind was real.
Final Fantasy XIV was an attempt to put a bullet in the head of the Final Fantasy franchise.
Basically.
Thankfully, the old girl still chugged on.
Right. And then the new localization team is like, all this shit that doesn't make sense, we're going to rewrite it in English.
And make it make sense, or at least have a pop culture reference that makes people that are of my age sit and giggle our balls off as we just realize they reference information society. Holy shit.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
They're making all sorts of references, though, like old and new. They took a lesson from World of Warcraft with that, I think.
They did. I did. I agree.
Like Blizzard pretty much pioneered that sort of shit in games. I mean, like, shit. World of Warcraft has a character called Harrison Jones.
Well, I'm just still remember the old auctioneers in Undertown, O'Reilly and Yarley.
Yeah, oh yeah?
Yep.
I think I remember way back when I originally played Burning Crusade, I ran into the Lost Vikings.
Yep.
You
Sounds
did.
right. So, yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to with my week, is grinding on Final Fantasy, and aside from that, like house chores and shit.
Right on.
I suppose we'll let the actual regular host of the show go next before we move on to the Riff Raff guest hosts.
Sure, fair enough. So the Alien franchise was basically on sale for this weekend, I believe.
For
Oh
QuakeCon.
God, you didn't.
I did.
Oh, why?
Do we need to have an intervention?
No, not really. I just
No, Jason's stupidity tends to
no,
just give us fodder for the show, really.
no. See, hear me out. Hear me out. I really
Yeah.
wanted to see how bad it was up front.
Mm-hmm.
Because, there's just some things where you could just see videos that talk about, like, how bad Colonial Marine is. But, sometimes you just have to see it for yourself. And all Gearbox is ever going to get from me is $3 as opposed to the full price of $15. So I think that's a small
Saying
win.
that they still got your money.
For those listening at home, I will give you an accurate representation of how bad that game is. I want you to go to your stove, I want you to turn it on, and I want you to put your hand on it. That is a smidgen of just how bad that game was.
Oh, it's fucking bad. Like, holy shit.
Right, but then you get a paper cut the head of your penis, and then you get a masturbate with said burning hand and lemon juice.
Oh, dude, I'm feeling that right now, dude.
And that might just skim the surface of how bad Colonial Marines is.
Yeah.
Like, I knew beforehand about the whole graphical issues, and after a while, I just started assuming I was playing paintball with the aliens, because that's really what it looked like at the end of the day.
I need to respond to Loud Kid in chat here.
Sure.
Loud Kid, intentional stupidity is still stupid. It's still stupidity.
Intentional stupidity is, in fact, probably worse than unintentional stupidity.
Right. Right. Intentional assumes that you knew better and you did it anyway. Jason.
Yeah, but we get entertaining moments like Jackass.
Bam McGear,
Like,
you're
hey,
not. I'm
like,
sorry.
hey, I'm Dr.Captain, and I'm about to go fuck with that alien over there.
I'm sorry. Bam McGeary, you're not.
No, but anyway, like, some of the worst things that I kind of experienced with Colonial Marine had to do more with the fucking bugs in that shit. And, bug hunt. I think one of the ones that just kind of sticks with me the most is that there's actually a boot loop in that. Like, do you understand what that is off the top of your heads?
Well,
Okay, so what winds up happening is when I first decided to call it for the night playing Alien, I went like, okay, I'm kind of done with this for now. I got a headache, so I go to close it, and it closes, right? Then, for some weird reason, Steam restarts it back up again.
I see you're trying to escape this shitty-ass game. Let me offer some suggestions.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ, it's like one of those uninstallation surveys that fucking different companies want you to fill out.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, are you sure you want to quit? Are you We don't think you're quite sure enough. Here's more.
So that's pretty much like exactly what fucking happened there. Like that's the one thing that's irritated me the most, especially since there's been no fix for this for 2 fucking years at this point.
And, to be
They're
fair,
not
though,
gonna fix shit.
to be
They're not
fair,
gonna fix shit.
to be fair, who's asking for a fix?
All 14
I guess that's fair,
fucking
huh?
spent $3 on the game this weekend.
I'm 15 now.
Oh shit, you joined the crew?
No, I'm talking about you, sir.
Oh.
I was counting him in the 14.
Oh, okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
that's what I was thinking.
Hell no.
Yeah, no, it is as bad as people say it is.
It really
Yeah,
is.
Loud Kid is correct. It's Gearbox.
Which is weird coming from him, considering how much of a hard-on he gets for Borderlands.
Borderlands is not equally bad, but it's bad on its own merits.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I'll give you that.
Agreed. Having said that, oh snap!
Oh man, so yeah, I'm kind of recovering from that, but at the same time, I'm trying to be the trooper and finish through it because I gotta see this shit to the end at this point. Like, fuck, maybe I'll just invite Dag over here and just have him share the torment with me, you know?
I refuse, sir. I have better things to do with my life.
Like hell, you do. You're going to war, son.
Like stick your hand on a stove and then jerk off with a lemon cut paper cut.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We'll
All
pencil
day,
you in.
every day.
We'll pencil you in for an appointment then.
Oh, shit. What have I signed up for?
A really fun time, apparently.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
But let's see. Aside from that, I've actually been playing a good chunk of Ark, which I mentioned last week before, but never really got too great into big a detail about it. It's just basically another one of those type of survival games, but it throws you on like Isla Nublar. Not really, but it's an island full of dinosaurs, and that's the joke I was getting at.
Okay.
Which is kind of fun, like, cause you got all your different types of dinosaurs. You got all the velociraptors, a T-Rex, and all the different types of herbivores. And the cool thing about it is that you can actually train them as your own pets. It takes a long ass time to accomplish that, but goddamn, it's actually kind of rewarding. Like just recently, we actually, the friend I was playing this with, helped me tame a Carnosaurus, which is basically like a smaller version of a T-Rex with like chameleon-like horns coming out from its forehead. And that's a fast sucker right there. Like the next goal, I think, is I really want to try and get a T-Rex at this point, but I still probably got to level up just to manage that one. Those sons of bitches hurt.
It's a smaller version of a T-Rex. I imagine it would.
What, the T-Rex is a smaller version of a T-Rex?
No, the Carnosaur.
Oh. No, I was talking about the next goal is to try and tame a T-Rex.
Oh,
Have fun with that.
good. Yeah, good.
I will have fun with that.
GLHF.
It's going to require a lot of drugged meat. I was about to make a real off-color joke, and I'm moving away from that.
We're proud of you, Dag.
Going
We're
into my
proud of you.
happy place.
We're proud of you. I see the 12-step programs have been successful.
What?
So,
Step 1, open a beer. Step 2, drink beer. Repeat 6 times.
So yeah, that's been my week so far. Yeah, that kind of covers it. I still haven't seen any like the newer movies I really want to, like Ant-Man or Terminator.
I'm sorry, sir. The only movie that's worth seeing is Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes was a good movie.
It was a fantastic movie.
Sorry, I've already watched Sherlock. I don't think I need to watch Mr. Holmes.
You do.
This isn't Hollywood Sherlock. This is fucking
Ian-
way
this
more
is-
refined.
This is Ian McKellen.
Excuse me, Sir Ian McKellen.
My bad. My bad. Please don't send the SAS after me.
Okay, well hang on. This might make or break it. Is he playing Holmes or Watson?
He's playing Holmes.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Well, you don't really have much of a choice.
I'd have gone with a Patrick Stewart myself.
False.
What?
Dude, tell me Patrick Stewart couldn't be a good Holmes.
Patrick Stewart couldn't be a good Holmes.
You're a
Not in
fucking
comparison.
liar.
Not in comparison.
You're a damn dirty liar, that's for sure.
I'm also a ginger. What do you want?
I want you to go to hell.
I'm already
To go to
driving
hell,
up
you have to have a soul.
Oh man, so
Point
yeah.
Dag.
Yay, I won something, I think. Anyway, Akari, what have you been up to this week?
So I've been playing a whole lot of Final Fantasy XIV, trying to gear up for the new raid content that just came out that is utterly impossible to accomplish. It's every bit as difficult as, say, trying to throw somebody who just hit level 80. To give you a comparison, it's the equivalent of somebody who just hit level 80 and Wrath of the Lich King and saying, okay, now go kill Arthas.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, the DPS check for the mid boss, not even the final boss of the first the first turn of Alex, requires 6,800 DPS. To put that in perspective, your
What's the average?
best, well, that's exactly what I was about to get to. Your average for somebody who was prior to the Savage Alexander being released, melee DPS, the best melee DPS, in fact, was only pushing about 12 to 1,300 DPS.
What?
Yeah. Yes.
So how is this supposed to be done?
By getting yourself all the gear from regular Alexander, which should take you about, I'd say, 4 weeks or so, given the mild snafu that was the loot system in Alexander. It's neat and it's bad at the same time.
Like you could see what they were intending, but it was executed poorly, or
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Yes, I think it was a novel idea. It was just implemented badly. And Yoshi P, if you're hearing this, just try again. Just get rid of the shit you got for Savage and go back to the way it was with terms, please.
Well,
Thanks.
Dude, we've got what, like 5 full content patches coming up?
At least.
I'm
they've
sure.
they've said that Heaven's Ward, which is the expansion, is going to be every bit as big and as long as the original game, and God, that sounded more homoerotic than I wanted it to.
Lol. Bigger, longer, and uncut?
Indeed.
Thanks,
Indeed.
South Park.
And fact.
Right on.
But other than that, that's what I've been doing. I've been having a lot of fun with the new classes. They're fantastic and fun as hell to play.
Oh, right. You're gonna have to tell me how to unlock Astrologian.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to give that a shot.
Yeah.
I wanna throw playing cards at people.
You've activated my trap card.
Oh Jesus.
Uh-huh. Oh no, in the letter in one of the exposés they had, they were showing the concept art for the new class weapons and whatnot, and one of the concept arts for the Astrologian, which is the new healer class, literally looked like a dual disc from Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that thing they would strap to their arm and slap their cards into. Yeah, it looked like that.
I'm glad they didn't go with that.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You're gonna have to show me a screenshot of this after the show.
I will be more than happy to see if I can dig some up.
Fair enough.
But that is what I have been doing.
Right on. I know one of the things all three of us kind of neglected to mention, which I'll admit I kind of forgot about it myself, but neither of us really watched Evo.
No, we didn't. Evo's sort of, it lost its luster for me.
Really? Why do you say that?
I think it's just the current games that they have.
I think it's more of a generational thing, though. I think it's because of what we were talking about before the show, where there are no more such thing as arcades, where people could go and play Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 3, Alpha Strike Deluxe Edition, Supreme Special, and whatnot. That
EX Redux.
Yeah, where we really don't have the same sort of interest in the fighting games of this generation.
You know, I tentatively agree. I just think that the fighting games that they have on offer aren't very interesting to me. I don't give a fuck about Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't give a fuck about
Which is blasphemy in my opinion.
the current iteration of Street Fighter. I don't care about Smash Bros. I've got little to no interest in Killer Instinct. What else was there? I mean, I dare say maybe the only
Skullgirls, I think, was one of the games
I
on
think
that CRT monitor they brought.
yeah, I think the only game at Evo this year that I had even a passing interest in was Guilty Gear Xrd. And
Yeah, and holy hell, there definitely was like one hell of a highlight from the final play with
and that
Guilty
damn
Gear.
guy.
Yeah, what the hell? So, for clarification, for any of the people that didn't have a chance to actually watch Evo, like us, for your same reasons, I suppose. What wound up happening was there was this guy in the finals who was kind of wailing it on his opponent for a bit and had a completely early celebration.
Well, he had lost the first round. He lost the first round of the match, and so he took the second round and thought it was over, and he got up and started cheering like, "Oh, I did it. I'm the best," and didn't realize that there was a third round starting.
Which basically just left him completely open to get fucking wailed on by his opponent right there. Uh, what did you catch? Which characters they were playing in Guilty Gear? Because I'm not too familiar to point out who's who in that.
I don't recall, honestly. If I saw them, I could tell you, but I don't recall.
If anybody in the chat room wants to bring them up, that'd be awesome.
Well, like it's not even the characters that really matter at this point. It's really the hubris of this guy.
That's true.
Like,
Hubris is the downfall of many a man.
He got up and he celebrated winning a war when he had only like taken a pawn. You know, like he did not beat his opponent twice. He beat him once and subsequently got smashed, after which point his opponent made sure to rub it in his face.
What was the quote from Macbeth? I dare do all that become a man. Who dares more is none.
Well played, sir.
Thank you.
But anyway, there was a couple other things in like a highlight video that I actually put up on our Facebook page for anybody that wanted to check that out. There were a couple other things that were pretty awesome in that countdown. Like, I personally thought the whole thing with Super Smash Bros. Was pretty fucking amazing because, to me, I've never ever seen a pro Samus player before. That's kind of unheard of, especially in Melee. And I know Dag probably doesn't really understand much when it comes to that mechanic. Ikari, do you know much when it comes to Melee?
I know it's a bunch of particle effects and shiny shit, and there's not even a health bar system to figure out who's winning.
And nauseating cameras and
I'm afraid to admit to the listeners that I am not a fan of Smash.
No, that's fair.
I am not either.
I think you're wrong, but that's fair.
Fair enough. You've been wrong before.
Yeah, I have. I own
Right.
that shit.
Like plugging your microphone in the wrong way.
Or buying Alien Colonial Marine.
Right? There's that too.
It's like he's it's like he's whipping himself so we don't have to. It's fantastic.
Right? Like this guy fucking really put talent points in self-flagellation.
No, but I mean, just like the short gist of it all is just still kind of amazing because Samus, by all accounts, is very much a slow and floaty character, which should be relatively easy to kind of pick up and understand what that is, right?
Okay.
And for all intents and purposes, just never really seems to have that great of a combo pool to her. At least from the few times I've played her. Maybe someone could tell me otherwise. But Fox
Yeah,
definitely...
but that gets replaced by stupid powerful attacks, doesn't it?
I suppose it does, especially when she has like her charge up beam, which is like the one thing that she's always had going for her, mixed along with her missiles as well. Like, she definitely had range to her, and she has zoning ability when it comes to that kind of thing. But
Right.
here's the counter, which even adds more surprise. Fox can reflect that shit.
All right.
So, I mean, like, Fox definitely, especially during the Melee days, was definitely the character to be good at. Like, that's the meta right there. If you're not good with Fox, you suck, or you better be good with Marth, kind of deal.
Okay.
So yeah, just to kind of wrap it up with that particular fight, that was just like a fucking work of art, and I don't know what else to fucking say. It was really fucking good.
Mm.
I think the other thing that kind of blew my mind was that comeback in the Killer Instinct fight with the Kung Ra and the Saber Wolf. I believe the players were My God and Sleep.
Hmm.
And the guy that was playing Kung Ra, like I'll be honest, I don't really know much when it comes to Killer Instinct on how that mechanic works, but it's 2D fighter, so it can't be that difficult.
Kung Ra is a ranger. He does best damage at range.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of zoning, and Saberwolf with no meter. Saberwolf is basically he's got to get in close to do his maximum fuck you.
Okay.
And so he didn't have any meter. The Saberwolf player was basically just hanging out in the back, turtling up, and Kung Ra was way short on life, so he was basically just trying to chip Saberwolf from all the way across the screen.
It was not. It's not even so much that he was just a way of life. It was a fucking sliver. All Saberwolf had to do was just fucking sneeze on his ass.
Sure, but instead he was hanging out and waiting for the time to drop, which pissed the audience off to the point of everybody in the damn arena, I guess I'll call it an arena, everybody in that particular stadium was booing the shit out of that Saberwolf player.
Mm-hmm.
And he was playing it smart. He's like, yeah, whatever, I'll just block everything that you can throw at me. And then he cracked under the pressure. Everyone booing at him, everyone, basically trying to get him to make a move, because it's kind of boring to just sit there for a minute waiting for the round to end.
Mm-hmm.
He started moving in, and then Kung Ra capitalized. Countered everything he threw.
Oh yeah, that's definitely like a fucking props right there to fucking Sleep.
It reminded me of that fucking...
Blaze Blue?
No, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, whatever.
Okay.
At that one Evo with Daigo and...
Yep, I remember that one.
What's his fuck?
I remember that one.
Ken, he active parried every single one of Chun-Li's lightning kicks.
And then proceeded to interrupt her with his own super Shoryuken. Yep, I remember that.
Exactly.
I remember that.
It was basically one of those scenarios, like, I'm totally fucked if even one of these hits me. Here, let me just handle that and throw it back at you.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great to watch, but, like... As far as the entire EVO event, there's only a couple of, like, hype moments. And I believe that you have got those and then a few other not-so-hype moments posted on our Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Like, Maximilian Dude threw up a video up on YouTube, and...
He's definitely, like, the guy to turn to when you want to see stuff in the fighting game community.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like, the other thing, there was definitely, like, some pretty awesome comebacks here and there with Street Fighter. Now, I personally don't focus too much on Street Fighter because I want to try and familiarize myself with the game more, like actually get my hands on it. But the thing that's always kind of held me back is I really feel I need a fight stick to play that game.
I disagree.
Yeah.
It really depends on what you grew up with and got used to. I grew up playing the Street Fighter series with a D-pad.
Sure.
So as long as I've got an acceptable D-pad, I'll do better with that than a fight stick any day.
Okay, that's fair.
So I mean, it's really up to you as to what sort of control method you would prefer. Switching over might have its advantages, but you're going to spend a couple of years mastering it.
Yeah. I imagine so, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to have a major time sink switching over to a fight stick if you're accustomed to a D-pad.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Pretty much. Okay, so I think like the last thing I really wanted to get on, and I'm a little sad the loud kid didn't have his microphone on him to join us, but hey, he's in the chat room, so he might get a kick out of this.
Right.
In Marvel, the fucking thing that kind of blew us away was the fact that there was the first non-American that won the entire tournament. So, dude, my man Justin Wong fucking got beat by the team that I would expect River to fucking pick at EVO, which consists of fucking Hulk, Sentinel, and Hagar.
You know?
Fucking Christ, what?
Yeah.
That guy managed to give them synergy where synergy is not really had.
Yeah.
Like, he put them together well.
He really did, and, speaking firsthand, because, like I said, River and I play Marvel an awful lot, and with the exception of Hagar, that's his fucking team. Like, replace Hagar with Nemesis, and like I said, I'm wondering who the fuck was here on my couch the entire time, because I think River was at fucking Evo this weekend.
Well,
Playing for a non-American country.
Yeah, Chile of all places too.
Right. Okay.
Oh god. So there's definitely that, and that's probably kind of like the wrap up of all the highlights that were pretty worth going on about. I was trying to find another one that I heard people talking about, that there was some sort of rage quit that went on during Evo, but for some reason I couldn't find anything on that. I know before the show I was talking with Ikari, or we were anyway, and you said there was something else with what's his name?
Sonic Fox.
Yeah. Would you
Sonic Fox cheesing his way to victory in MKX, I believe it was.
Like, how bad of a cheese here? Like, are we talking Chris G status?
We're
Basically.
talking basically. We're talking like on a scale from 1 to 10, 11.
Oh Jesus.
Basically, it's basically I'm gonna one-trick pony my way out to the finals, and then I'm gonna trick pony my way through the finals because
Yeah.
I can deal with this because it's broken.
Because get good scrub.
Right.
Oh, so more of a Scarflard.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
I'm glad you know that one.
That's kind of, you know, breaking out the old nuclear arsenal for of how fucked up and shitty of a person you are.
Right.
Like, at least Chris G is a semi-decent human being.
That's true. Like, I hate the fuck
Right,
out of what
right.
Chris G does in the games, but outside of that, he seems like a pretty cool dude we can hang out with.
Where Sonic Fox is basically Randy Pitchford.
Ouch.
Oh,
I had to put it
man.
out there.
Put it all out there, man. This is gonna be like the aliens regret episode.
This
2 years later.
You know, I had already forgotten that you had done such a horrible thing, and then you had to go and remind us. Your
the spirits
self-flagellation skill has improved by 1.
Oh, we're on a practice system now. Well, shit, at that rate, you'd think you'd be able to get OBS right.
Oh man. So we got a couple.
I'm gonna go grab myself some popcorn and let's just watch this beating go down. Hold up.
So while he's doing that, we got a couple announcements from Evo actually.
Oh, have we?
Yeah. Especially since Seth Killian was actually revealing his new game that's coming out, Rising Thunder, which is going to be a PC fighting game, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Not only is it a PC fighting game, it's a fighting game. Like, remember, Seth Killian is the ex-combat advisor for Capcom.
Yep.
He's one of the founders of Evo, the tournament that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
He is creating this like robot-based fighting game that's meant to be played with a keyboard.
Which is a daring and bold choice to make. I mean, it's high risk, high reward.
I'm very okay with this idea. He's also trying to make it a really accessible title. Because you'll notice with all of the games that we've been talking about that are showcased at Evo, they're all really hard to get into if you didn't start with like the first or second iterations of those games.
Yeah. Like, if you didn't start with Melee, prior to Melee, when Melee just came out, get out.
Right. And the article that we're speaking about is up on IGN, and quoting the article directly, Killian basically told IGN that in order to do the basic moves of the game that they assume as designers that you can do, requires, depending on who you are and how much time you have, like 3 months, 6 months, years sometimes to master. That doesn't mean you're good when you're done with that grinding process. That means that now you can actually begin playing the game that they designed. And
that's a big commitment.
Well, it's also very telling as to, like, this particular designer is going out and saying, hey, the fighting games that we all know and only a few of us love, they're inherently flawed. You can't bring new players into these fighting games without a lot of training sessions. And everyone will attest to this. Anyone who has ever gotten remotely good at Street Fighter or Tekken or what have you have put years of their time into getting there.
Yes, they have. I mean, hell, we were just talking about Wong, and that was back in what was it, 2002, 2004, something like that, where he made that spectacular comeback, and it's now 2015, and he's still playing.
Oh fuck yeah.
Like it's that's
Well, it's his job. He doesn't do anything else. Lol. Lol. Just called out Justin Wong.
You want to fight him right now, don't you?
Battle Roomy 1v1. See what happens.
You'll lose.
Nah, I don't want to fight him on his turf. I want to bring him to dispatch with me.
Look at his shoes. His shoes come off.
You scratched my car, you piece of shit.
Now you ride the trunk.
But yeah, no, I'm not really calling out Justin Wong. I just think, like, if you're going to go pro, only be pro.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
think and that's pretty much what he's done. And suffice it to say, I'm sure he's made enough money to continue his life doing these tournaments, even, you know, if he is getting knocked out in the third or fourth round nowadays.
Yeah,
Right.
getting old's a bitch.
It really is. I mean, you don't really consider it when you're going through the process, but I can tell you, because I considered it while I was going through the process, my reaction time has gotten slower. I don't quite have the same twitch reflexes that I used to. Like, it's getting harder. Being good is getting harder. And now I was never really on a professional level. I mean, yeah, I played some tournaments with Quake, and I went to QuakeCon and all that good shit, but that was 20 years ago.
Really?
Jesus Christ, has it been that long?
Yeah, like 1995, 1996.
Holy fucking shit.
I'm learning
Yeah.
something new right now.
Yeah. And it's really, it's like, if you put me now up against me then at like Quake 1 or hell Quake 2 or Half-Life or whatever, the me now would get stomped
Absolutely.
so egregiously. Like, I would sit in a corner and pout and think about what I did by just entering that server.
What
Oh
have I
man.
done with my life?
And that, I mean, we can all see that is sort of what's going on with Justin Wong over the past several years. It's like when's the last time he won Evo?
Last year.
Last year, and before that?
Yeah, he okay, yeah, and I see where you're going with that. Cause what was it? I don't remember if he actually made it on top 10 last year.
And
Or
year
not last year.
before?
I mean, the year before that.
right, and the year before that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he struggled for a couple of years at Evo. He took a victory last year. He got knocked out early this year.
Well, I think his usual strategy comes down to him kind of making it in loser's bracket and then kind of like advancing his way through that. At least that was my impression of it back, before last year even.
Well, that kind of smells like a shtick, though. Like, that's something
Yeah.
that you would do as a showman.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'll give you this: Justin Wong is nothing if not a spectacle.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, his timing is just getting a little bit slower, and when your timing is getting a little bit slower in a game where you're literally counting frames,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have problems. I mean, you slow down by a millisecond, you miss something.
Yep.
Yeah, fair. I think we definitely kind of got into a good tirade.
Yes,
Uh,
off
yes,
of,
we
Rising
did.
Thunder there. So I guess to kind of like backtrack into it a little bit, look forward to Rising Thunder because it's definitely going to make things, would you say, easier for newcomers?
More, I would say it's not
gonna make
so
it
much,
more accessible.
I would say it's not going to be so much easier as it is more accessible because it's going to be a more level playing field.
Okay.
I'm
because
hoping it's
it's
gonna be more like Othello or Go or something, where it's real easy to learn how to play, and then the
mm,
practice begins at getting good with it.
fair enough.
Like you don't have to spend years just learning all of the different moves for all of the different characters. It's going to be like it's going to be more simple, it's going to be more straightforward, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there will not be depth to strategy.
Agreed.
Oh God, fucking Puma. Sorry, I was looking at the chat room.
Oh
Oh,
law.
you're just now looking at the chat room.
Yes, I am just now looking at the chat room.
Yeah. Welcome to the conversation, Doc.
Oh God, what
Right?
did I? I feel like I was better off not paying attention.
Moving right along.
Yeah, moving right along. The other announcement that we have from Evo is actually more geared towards Street Fighter V, which I think we can all agree is a step to the right direction. So the cool thing is that
Does the game work yet?
we'll find
No,
out.
not yet. It's still in the waiting room right next to Star Citizen.
Well, I mean, like, I'm just thinking that the last release of Street Fighter 4 didn't work for shit, and instead of fixing it, they just started immediately hyping Street Fighter 5.
Well, hell, if it worked for Microsoft.
Hmm.
Oh snap!
Anyway, so think we all can agree that this is one of the cool features that is going to be with Street Fighter V. So with each new addition of a DLC character, you don't actually have to spend money just to get that character. You can actually use in-game currency to buy them.
You mean you can earn DLC characters for free through gameplay?
Yes.
Holy shit! They learned something from Riot.
Let's hope it's not the only thing they learned from Riot.
Right. I shit on Riot all of the time, but that is one thing that they did correct.
Agreed.
It's like this game is free to play. Like period. You can pay for the convenience of, unlocking characters instead of earning them. You can pay for cosmetic stuff, but you can never pay for an advantage. And that is something that Riot did right.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
And Capcom in this instance.
Well, Capcom is just now joining the fray with a game that's not even out yet, so we'll see how they manage to fuck it up.
Yeah, because we do have a while before Street Fighter V comes out, and shit, with Doug's attitude right there, I'm pretty sure he can already tell there's going to be a fuck up.
Oh, it's Capcom.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either the game is not going to work at launch, or they're gonna fuck up these so-called free in-game currency value shit, or they're going to have something like World of Tanks did with the gold ammo. Hey, spend 20 cents and get a pair of gloves that lets you do 20% more damage for one round or something.
So, alright, I got a question for you then. How do you feel that they actually changed Ken up to not just be a straight-up clone of Ryu?
Ken hasn't been a straight-up clone of Ryu since Street
ever?
Fighter Alpha 1.
There's some room for debate on that, but
I would say that maybe cosmetically they look the same, just a palette swap, but they play completely different. I mean, this is true even back in jumping into Wayback Machine all the way back to Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2, there were only a couple of differences, and it was basically a difference between power and speed. Like, Ryu has always had the harder hits, Ken has always had the ability to juggle the combos a little bit better.
Uh-huh.
But they actually changed their particular move sets up in the Alpha series. I recall playing Alpha 3 with Ken primarily as my go-to guy. Yeah, Ryu had a lot of harder hitting moves, but when you would hit once with his hurricane kick, the enemy would fall down. With Ken, you just string the hurricane kick hits together, the enemy doesn't fall down, which means that you've got a little bit more room
damage
to maneuver when the move ends. You can follow it up with something else instead of waiting for your opponent to wake up Dragon Punch you.
Agreed.
But aside from the special maneuvers they've got or the super moves they've got, you also take a look at like just their light, medium, and strong attacks. Like they're completely different. They've got different ranges. They've got different looks, they have different frames, they have different effects,
Hmm.
you know? Like a forward medium punch with Ryu ended up being a double hit overhead. So
Yeah.
Okay.
like you can't duck block that. The forward medium kick for Ken was more of it was a little bit slower as single hit axe kick. It was like they just did different moves with just the basic move sets since Alpha on. So they're not carbon copies of one another. And how much are they going to be changing it now?
From what I understand, it was actually straight up a complete change. Like he actually has his own move sets. Like I've yet to see the actual footage myself,
He's
but
had
the
his own
talk.
move set.
Well, he still kind of had the
I mean,
move set
they're
kind of
changing up
borrowed
the
over
super
from.
moves.
No, I think it's straight up from what I've been hearing about from a lot of the major league players.
Are they taking away like his Hadouken? They're taking away his fucking Dragon Punch. They're taking away his Hurricane Kick. Like,
You
Let's
know,
be honest,
I will.
Glorious Nippon are the only people that deserve to get a Hadouken.
You
I
know,
suppose.
to be real honest, I will do more research onto the subject, and we kind of have taken a good portion of the show talking on Evo
Fair enough.
or
Hmm.
just fighting games in general. So I think now is probably a good time for us to maybe kind of move on to some of the little smaller stuff that we have, kind of updates for now, and then maybe we
Okay.
should take a break. You
Yeah.
think so, guys?
Fuck
Sounds
it.
good.
We don't need a break.
I don't know. Our guest is saying he needs a break.
Lol.
Anyway,
Does he?
I did not come prepared.
ooh.
Aw.
So
Well.
with that said, we probably will take a break after our small little stories here.
Sounds like that's no problem.
And one of the small ones that we have is kind of an update because last week we were talking about how Prototype HD remake for that on the Xbox One just kind of slipped under the radar, and I guess we can kind of say we now have an idea why. It's because partially due to like very poor frame rates.
Well, sure. I mean, the Prototype 2 HD port, mind you, we're specifically talking about the Xbox One release. The Prototype 2 Xbox One port is pushing like 20 to 25 frames per second just when moving around the city.
That's
The
kinda not
Xbox
acceptable.
the Xbox 360 outperforms the Xbox One with Prototype 2.
How does that
Yeah.
happen?
The Xbox One has screen tearing with Prototype 2, and that's not even present on the PS3. Yeah,
That's kind of not acceptable.
Seriously, like how the fuck does that happen?
I don't even know.
It's Xbox One.
Well, the Xbox One is kind of running on a fucked over remanufactured Windows, but it's Windows. It's like the easiest operating system to program a game for. There's no custom bullshit like you would find in a PlayStation 3, which runs better for this game.
The problem though is that when it's the easiest to program for, it's also the easiest to fuck up.
I suppose that's fair. I mean, they probably just pushed it off to the last thing because, oh, well, whatever, it's going to be easy to do. And then they're like, we fucked up.
Deadline's coming up. Oh shit.
Let's push out this broken shit because we're associated with Activision and let's just do it. Let's grab that
Guys.
cash.
Guys, we're not Peter Molyneux, we promise.
Wow.
Well, let's go ahead and get into a more positive side when it comes down to AC remakes. Let's actually turn our attention over to Uncharted. Yeah, Uncharted for a second.
Okay.
And holy shit, that apparently is making a huge difference when it comes down to that HD remake.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 on the PS4 at 1080p by 60 frames per second. Yeah.
Delicious. So
Yeah.
juicy.
Like, I'm not going to pay full price for it, but I will eventually pay for it at some point. I want this. I need more of this in my life.
We finally found an HD remake for you, Dag.
I still want to get The Last of Us. I mean, like, I still, every now and again, I'll turn my PlayStation 3 on and just play The Last of Us for the fuck of it.
You ever considered actually getting that HD remake just for shits and giggles?
I've considered it. I just haven't got the expendable income.
Oh, that's fair. Hey guys, if you want to see Dag play the HD remake,
Just remember, donate to the booze jar. I guarantee it'll happen.
The booze jar.
Yeah, drunk day gaming.
Oh Jesus.
Uh-huh.
This
That
again.
still needs to be a thing.
Does it? Does
It
it really?
does. It does.
DDG, man. It's already an acronym. It's set in stone. It needs to happen.
Well,
So, all right. Moving on to one of our lighter stories, and I think after this, I'll go ahead and have us take a break.
no
Uh,
break.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is actually interesting, since we were kind of talking Evo for a second. Yeah, I said we move on from Evo, but this is a little on the related side, since it kind of deals with the professional gaming scene.
Giggle.
This is more than just Evo. This
this
is the Electronic Sports League.
This just makes me giggle my ass
They're
off.
actually going to start doing drug testing after who was it? Keith from
Semphis,
yeah,
yeah.
Semphis.
Semphis from Counter-Strike Global Offense has admitted that their team has basically been taking Adderall while they're in the competition.
Adderall.
Or Adderall,
Yeah.
thank you.
Adderall.
Which honestly, to me, kind of surprised the fuck out of me, because I'm going like, for the longest time, I never thought you could actually find yourself in the position of needing to take a drug test when it comes to, professional league video gaming and shit like that.
I'm not
You-
surprised at all. Adderall is speed.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you absolutely fucking kidding me right now, Doc? You don't think that somebody introducing a stimulant into their system would not, in fact, improve their reaction time? I can mathematically prove you wrong there. No, negative, Puma. This is not a nootropic.
Shit, I'm just blown away right there, Akari. What the fuck? No, but I mean, seriously, like, I never really figured, like, this would be a thing that came up. Like, sure, I understand that drugs will definitely enhance the ability and stuff like that, but I just didn't know there was a drug out there that would totally enhance this. And
Yeah,
honestly,
a stimulant. I mean, look at it this way. When we've got, in actual sports, acting, and I don't want to say actual sports because games at this point, there's enough money behind it to consider it an actual sport.
No, there isn't.
debate for
there's-
another time.
Fair. Either way, there is more money than there once was.
Sure.
You're going to get people that are going to want to push themselves to the absolute fucking limit of
And
their
then
their
they-
capacity, and
Then
then
push beyond it.
exactly. And the only way you're going to be able to do something like that is with the introduction of narcotic substances.
Yep.
Hmm.
There are limits to the human capacity for whatever, be it, tackling 400-pound dudes or Twitch gaming really goddamn fast.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be something to help you handle it a little bit better. I think what amuses me the most is that this has never been done before.
Well, the thing that I think amuses me is the fact that you're going to get I'm going to predict it, and I'm going to call it now, that you're going to get a lot of these gamers that are going to be taking this stuff as a prescription,
Oh, absolutely.
and they're going to
Oh.
wildly hide behind this fact. I've got a prescription for it. I'm exempt. Can't ban me from my game. Ha 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 ha.
I've got ADD/ADHD. This
Yeah.
is what Adderall is prescribed for.
Yes.
I am taking it for legit reasons because I need it to be able to focus on something for more than
Yeah.
2 seconds at a time.
Yeah, never mind the fact that their prescription is for, say, 54 milligrams of Concerta, and they're popping 162
Right.
right before the game.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to turn my attention to the chat room right now. They're bringing up some interesting points as well. Like, yeah, I kind of figured this is definitely one of the things that would be like a stimulant, if you will. Like, Psycho Hyena saying that they should probably ban Mountain Dew at this point, and maybe just energy drinks in general. Sheo's even adding into that.
Mountain Dew Gamer Fuel is an unnatural advantage.
Mountain Dew lied, Ken died.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean that's definitely probably like the only thing that ever crossed my mind as something like a stimulant, is just straight up energy drinks to kind of keep you awake during the whole thing, and maybe even just kind of add to the twitch that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Wait a second. When you say stimulant, I gotta tell you, an energy drink is something completely different from a narcotic stimulant.
Sure, and I'm
Sure.
not really comparing it to the two. I'm just saying like that's still a type of stimulant, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
taking sugar, caffeine, and vitamin B. none of which are on a banned list.
Sure.
Sure.
And that's sort of the thing that's going to end up being created from this, is a banned substances list. I mean, we can take a look at MMA, like the UFC specifically, and they're about to enact a particular thing that will not allow fighters to rehydrate via IV after their weigh-ins,
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
because a lot of these guys blood dope. Like, they will inject their narcotics into their veins via IV along with their banana bag, you know, because otherwise it would take a week to completely rehydrate after cutting so much water weight. But, you know,
Mhm.
what I guess the point I mean to get to is that that doping is and will always be a thing. You're never going to be able to eliminate these from sports. I think it ought to be a little bit more regulated, but
Yeah.
not absolutely banned.
Yeah.
Because nobody
Agreed.
wants to go and see a bunch of fat dudes play baseball. You
And
know?
I think this story right here definitely validates your claim right there. It, again, it's just still something that kind of blows my mind that it would even happen.
Well, right. I mean, the ESL is kind of doing it wrong. They're kind of doing it like every other
Game
league.
franchise out there.
They're doing it like every other league out there, and they're going to be demonizing the substances as well as the players that use them for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
medically acceptable or not. And that's kind of BS. Like, that sort of harkens into the whole war on drugs thing, and I sort of have a
You have your own little beef there.
Yeah.
deep-seated political problem with that.
Yeah.
But we won't really get too far into that.
Not on this show, anyway.
Right. It's just more a matter of, like, I mean, derps are gonna derp, you know?
Nancy Reagan, just say no.
God damn it. All right. On that
I'm
note,
sorry, did I say that aloud? My bad.
on that note, I think I need a personal break.
You say it.
let's take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back after this.
God
little
damn it,
intermission.
no!
Yes, Dag.
No!
And hey, for those out there that are interested in calling in on the show, we will open up the phone lines at the end. And the way you can reach us is by scrolling down. If you're listening live, there's a Skype icon that takes you to our Skype account at Good Game Guys 1. Or if you really want, you could just go ahead and add that. Send a request. Let me know what you want to talk about, and then we'll get you at the end of the show. Anyway, we will be right back after this little break.
Okay.
All right. I will be right back.
Oh. All right.
Alrighty, folks, and we are back.
Well, hey.
God, has it been 5 minutes already? Shit. Oh well.
Seriously.
Close enough. I needed to recover myself after that fucking bomb you dropped right there, Hikari. Oh man.
And
That's
sometimes
what he's
sometimes I just pull gems out of thin air.
right. Happens somewhat frequently, actually.
Oh man. So anyway, why don't we go ahead and start getting it back into some of the news that we have here, and we have a story talking about a new indie game that is going to be doing something that most people would consider interesting. I personally kind of hate it.
I kind of love this idea, so let's
Yeah.
talk about this.
Yes.
Really?
Let's,
Okay,
Let's,
this is interesting.
let's discuss.
So, to give some pretense, there's a new indie game out there that's called The Flock, which is basically going to set yourself up. The game, anyway, is like you're a dying race on the verge of extinction, and if X amount of people die within the game kills itself and shuts off. You will never be able to play this game again.
It's not really when X amount of people. Well, no, I guess it sort of is.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
It sort of is. There's basically a population limit to the game. So when people start dying, each life is going to bring the population down. Like, you died, so now you take the place of another person amongst said population. When the flock go extinct, the game is going to be removed from sale.
Mm-hmm.
And only the people that are still part of the world and still alive at that point are going to be able to participate in the finale. After that, the game ends and will never be playable again.
So, right there, I kind of have a problem with it.
Okay. What is your issue?
Well, my issue is, and it wasn't really made clear in this particular article I have talking about it, but, you know, I'm just going to be upfront and say it. I'm not going to pay for a game that's like that.
Okay.
And I would encourage other people to maybe not do that as well, because it really kind of bothers me that this whole idea of if you die in the game, you're never going to play it again because that's the mechanic of it. Maybe for a free game,
in Matrix, you die in real life.
yeah, right. No, but like maybe as a free-to-play market, okay, I can kind of see why that would be there. You know, for like interest factor to like put your all into it.
Sure.
But yeah, I just think this is probably one of like the worst gimmicks out there, and it's really hard to kind of put my thoughts to words on this. But
Well,
it kind of comes down to where I would just never want to pay for this, just because, you know, if I pay for a game, I actually like the idea of being able to still have it and revisit it whenever I damn well feel like.
The game is over.
okay, but allow me to introduce a different point of view on this.
Sure.
Deg and I went to go see Mr. Holmes in the theater over the weekend.
Okay.
Sure.
We spent a collective
Too much money.
$28 on the tickets, I believe. $14 a piece or something like that.
24.
Two-
It was 12
it-
pop.
Yeah, $24 to experience from start to finish, one time, a movie that had come out.
Sure.
We didn't get any replays. We
We
didn't.
we
shoulda
didn't
taken that home with us.
we didn't get to bust our cell phones out and record the thing as it was playing. We got to experience it, enjoy it, and then move on.
Right, and then it was over.
It was done.
Okay. And for clarification, you spent $28 total, or between yourselves?
24.
24 for 2 tickets.
Okay. So here's
So
kind
how
of
much is the flock going to cost?
we don't know.
See that this
Okay.
is an important question to ask. If we're going to be spending 10, 12, even $15 for this game, I would say bully for them. It is a novel idea. Some of the people in the chat room have been taking your side of the argument, Captain, and saying that this is a bad idea, worst business plan ever. I would point out the fact that this business plan of theirs that is quote unquote bad has caused us to discuss it, generating publicity, generating interest and intrigue in the game.
Sure.
Right.
Can't be all that bad.
And just on the social experiment aspect of it, I'm curious to see how it's going to pan out. Furthermore, if we're willing to pay $12 for a 2-hour experience, that we can then go ahead and pay another $12 for another 2-hour experience. Hey, if I pay 15 to $20 for this game and it lasts for like a month and it's enjoyable simultaneously, I'll consider that value.
Yeah,
That was
that
worth the
is a
price of
win.
admission.
That is, in fact, well said.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see how it starts.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm certainly not
I
going
can
to be an early adopter. I'm gonna wait for the reviews. I'm gonna wait for some videos. I'm gonna wait for more info.
yeah.
But I'm not outright saying that this is not something you should put your money into. I suggest wait, get your head around all of the facts, and then vote with your wallet.
Well, see, okay, well, hang on right there, though. I mean, like, what if we say, like, when the entire game comes out, based on the mechanic of which they're telling us how it works, let's just say for some really stupid reason, people just completely keep dying in the game because, I don't know, it's bad, it's bugged.
Or people are just being shitler trolls.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You would not be able to pay for the game because the population limit would have been gone and you cannot experience it.
I'm
But
so
then
amused by the entire prospect of the Goonwaffe just going in and population immediately.
My counter argument to you on that, Dr. Captain, and I think that you're going to be taking a similar stance as to what Deg is saying, in that you're not going to be an early adopter of this game. You're going to wait for the information, if you at all will continue to care about this game after we're done discussing it, is that if they, if 4chan, something awful, whoever decides to come and take a big fat heaping shit all over this game and kill it off already, you will have spent nothing on it because you will have waited, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Sure.
I
But
think
there's
that's part
also
of,
the idea
I
of
think that's part of the problem, though, with the fact that there wouldn't have been anything gained, though. I mean, I'll be honest, just the idea of this being a horror game in itself is a level to interest me because I do enjoy horror games. But, again,
I don't
like
typically.
Sure. But again, say if for like raids wind up happening and it's just now I can't play the game at all and I lose out completely because this is a mechanic that they implemented.
You've spent $5 on dumber mistakes.
Word to your colonial marines.
Or to your colonial mother, I thought you were about to say.
You know, moving on.
Right.
No, okay. But I guess to kind of look towards the chat, like, yeah, it definitely seems like the chat's sort of taking my side as well. And
Oh, that's fine.
even the loud kids kind of pointing out that the whole thing with you guys pointing out the movie is basically you can still pay to see the movie again. In fact, I'm pretty sure
absolutely.
I'm even willing to say there's going to be a DVD release for Mr. Holmes.
I would hope so.
Probably.
So
Well,
I mean
if you wanted to go and watch it for 6 hours right now, you would be, paying sale price on a fucking retail game
Yeah.
for 6 hours of the same hour and a half repeating over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Glorious hour and a half, mind you.
Rather. It was rather good.
It was.
But that is kind of different to this whole completely interactive, even down to the lifespan of the game sort of cost, I guess. It's all gonna boil down to the price point for me. If it's like a $5 splash, then yeah, sure, I'll take a look at it. If they're gonna try and charge like 20 or $30 for it, that's gonna require some thought.
I think the other thing that I should point out, and I speak for myself when I say this, is I'm just going to open up my Steam library of games that I have right now, and I'm just going to take a look at the number of games that I have in my library. And I have 147 games in my library, ranging from things like Final Fantasy VII to Anno 2070 to Divine Cybermancy to Quake 2.
Lol.
And I've paid, in some cases, retail value, $59.99 for some of these games. Mind you, none of the ones that I've just listed, but I have paid full value for these games. I don't play them anymore. And I think that that's going to be something that we're going to see a lot of. And I'm sure Dag is of a similar mindset in that he has a lot of games that he has paid either close to or full price for that he doesn't play anymore.
Sure, but
Absolutely.
like a counter to that claim, though, I mean, wouldn't you at least be comfortable knowing that you could at least revisit those games? Like I personally have like about above 300 games, and I'd
Okay.
never once ever consider like getting rid of any of them on Steam because there's going to be that time where I feel like I would like to revisit this game later down the road again, just for nostalgia reasons or because hey, I fucking feel like it.
Sure.
Sure.
That's a fair
And
point.
it is a fair point.
That's a
Um,
valid point. But the argument on my end, or the whole idea on my end about this game, The Flock, is this is a different way to how do I say it? It's a different method of planned obsolescence. Like they don't want to pay for servers forever. It's an indie title, so it's probably not going to be full retail. They're going to have to cut and run at some point, and they're announcing it ahead of time here that there is a limit on the time that they're going to spend maintaining the game. It's a loose limit, mind you, in that it's not a time limit, it's a population limit. People are going to die in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a given. People it's a horror game. You're going to get killed in a lot of stupid fashions, I would imagine. Population count is probably going to change over the course of the first week or two of release. When they figure out how much vested interest there is in the title, they'll be able to figure out a way to calculate, how many lives, are going to be in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an interesting social experiment. And I'm curious to see how it pans out.
as am
Am I
I.
curious enough to spend a lot of money on it? No. But I'm curious enough to spend like $5 to $10 to give it a whirl just to see how the world is going to update.
Okay.
It's an interesting concept for me.
Oh, Loud Kid even kind of added to my point as well, just saying that, just to reiterate on it, not only to mention that I can let other people play the game as well, to add to the point that I made as well.
Sure, that's fine.
Um, but anyway, I think we've kind of talked this one to death as well.
As agreed.
So let's go ahead and go on to the next story right here, since we are kind of focusing on the independent scene. So,
Oh boy.
there's a game that recently made a Steam release called Epic Card Battle, which apparently was originally a mobile game that decided to offer rewards for people that were giving it reviews. I don't recall
They're
offhand if it was meant that you had to give it a positive review just for the reward.
they are flat out paying people to write reviews
Reviews
of any sort, positive or negative. But they
to
are flat out paying people to
Which
review
to
this title.
generate interest and intrigue.
Which I tried looking further into this. I suppose is sort of common practice when it comes to the mobile gaming. Sort
Some
of.
of them, yeah,
Yeah.
like this game on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, and
Like,
we'll give you 3 free in currency game coins or whatever.
So,
right.
so the interesting thing out of that, like again, this is apparently common practice when it comes down to most mobile games, is that the Steam community fucking ripped this game apart just because of that.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
And that's sort of what you get when you release a piece of shit game and then you fucking demand people write reviews for it. You gotta imagine that if people aren't writing a lot of reviews, the game is neither excellent nor is it a pile of dog shit. Because
It's the worst kind of game it can be. It's boring and bland.
yeah, it's simply meh. But if people need to rate simply meh, they're gonna rate it more negatively than positively.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, Xiao is telling us you just had to review the game.
The article says
Okay.
that it was just reviews, like it either positive or negative
Okay.
or middling, I guess. But they're basically trying to turn the vocal minority into a majority, and that rarely works to
Hmm.
the favor of the people that are asking for it. They are in fact asking for it.
Yeah, I'm amused at some of the reviews that people have put up about this game. One of them has the tagline, "Finally, a game Valve should ban." I mean, folks, what really more needs to be said? Well, right, not demand, entice. It's like saying, "Please, won't you say something about this, and then we'll let you eat your dinner."
It's worse than that.
I
It's
think this
worse
is
than that.
definitely a question
It's
that
hey, publicize our game for us, and we'll give you like 12 cents worth of in-game cash currency. We'll give you 12 cents worth of space bucks.
I think this is definitely a question I want to open up out there to the audience and maybe even to the people that decide to listen to this through YouTube. So feel free to leave a comment in the YouTube video when this does get up there.
Oh, sure.
What do you guys think when it comes down to like offering an incentive to review a game? Do you guys really think that it can be okay within the right circumstance, or should it never be done at all?
I think that it's okay in some circumstances, personally. I just don't think it's okay in the circumstance where you attribute a real world value to it.
Agreed.
I mean,
Agreed.
without contracting, without actually employing people, they're basically having a whole bunch of people do the job of their PR staff
Yeah.
for free, sort of,
Sure,
Yeah.
but
or
when
for lower than a wage.
sure,
Yeah.
but one thing that I kind of want to take note of, and what you were saying, like, when couldn't it be argued that just about anything that they give could be have like a real life currency put to it? Like, say for instance, I have this one rare, one of a kind holographic card because I decided to write a review on it, and
Is there a system in place where you can sell that card, or is that locked on your account?
I imagine it would be locked on the account. But what's to say I can't sell my account?
Okay, go ahead. Sell your Steam account. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good game.
Right. But it does sort of point in the direction of like this is basically what everybody is trying to do with all of the how do you say most popular reviewers out there. I mean, AAA companies are flying people out to their companies and taking them out to lunch or dinner, and they're giving them direct hands-on with their titles
Yeah.
and blurdy blur. And there's a lot of money spent greasing the palms of reviewers that might not otherwise take a game seriously.
Or
And
notice the game at all.
right, right. Why won't you notice me, senpai? But it's more bad because it's not just
I wouldn't say
it,
bad. I would just say lazy.
well, it's not bad. It's just
Lazy.
lazy isn't the term I'm looking for. It seems to really embody the whole reviewer slash developer relationship as of late.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not bad, it's sad. It's very sad that these are the links that people need to go to just to get a review on an otherwise mediocre product.
I think Shy actually has it down pat. It's not in good taste.
Right. Right. It almost feels unethical.
Agreed.
But it seems like, as Loud Kid is pointing out in our chat room as well, it just seems more like common practice even outside of the video game industry. Like, look at the restaurant industry where they just wine and dine them so damn well, so they do get a good review.
Well, I think in the case of a restaurant, it's kind of expected that you wine and dine your reviewer. I mean, how else are they going to, review? Oh, this restaurant has excellent bathrooms.
Right. Well, that's that is fairly accurate. That is
I mean, I
that's
understand.
sort of what the restaurant is there to do anyway, right? Is to
I
provide you with good food and drink.
Sure.
having said that, I do understand where Loud Kid is coming from.
Oh,
Uh,
sure.
he it's and I think the point, at least that I'm trying to make, is that it's not is that I agree with you, Captain, in saying that this is indicative of more than just the games industry. You know, other fields of retail and customer service are doing this. It's but just because they're doing this doesn't mean that it's right.
Hmm.
Right. It is more indicative of the moral corruption of the whole
Of society at large.
of the
And
whole
that's fair.
And
reviewer and product relationship.
I can
and
totally.
Jesus Christ, did we actually get into ethics and philosophy in a show about video games?
Right? We need
Hot
to stop this. Next topic.
Well, I don't know. This next topic could get into its own form of ethics.
This is too deep for us. Let's go. Moving on.
Our next topic right here is that we actually have some Star
Oh,
Citizen's
boy.
creator, actually,
Oh boy.
Chris Roberts, actually going into some of the response about the delay concerns.
No, everything's fine. Move on with your life.
Okay.
There, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
That's basically all he says. It's like, nah, don't worry that the game has been canceled or on hold. You
Again.
guys gave us like $72 million or something. It's getting made. It's just, you know, people left Cloud Imperium Games, and there's been kind of a structure change. But Cloud Imperium Games is huge, and oh no, the game currently sits at $85 million in crowdfunding.
Okay.
Is it up
But-
to 85? Jesus
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. Well, Cloud Imperium started as like 5 dudes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So their total head count is like 255 people now. They've
Yeah,
they've
they-
got
they-
they've got studios in Los Angeles, Austin, Wilmslow, United Kingdom, and Frankfurt, Germany. They've become an international conglomerate just from crowdfunding
Uh-huh.
on this title. I don't believe that they're gonna cut and run. If that was gonna happen, it would have happened much earlier.
Yeah.
Before
That's
they
true, yeah.
invested in opening international offices. So no, the game's just delayed. Everything's gonna be fine. It's a huge game. It's not gonna be out for years still. In a completed form, anyway.
I mean, Roberts himself says there are people out there who are going to tell you that this is all a bad thing, referring to feature creep, which is, Star Citizen is, if nothing else, guilty, I believe, of feature creep. That he goes on to say that it's feature creep, and we should make a smaller, less impressive game for the sake of having it out more quickly, or in order to meet artificial deadlines. Now, I'll answer all those claims in one word: bullshit.
Okay.
I'm starting to wonder if Star Citizen is not guilty of the Peter Molyneux factor.
Really?
They're not yet. They have actually released a couple of modules to the people that helped crowdfund. They have the hangar available. They have a number of ships. They have done a lot of work. They've got their arena working. They've got like a lot of the stuff is in progress. And if you put money into it, you have firsthand experience with it.
My argument, though, is that you can have all these modules, features, and functions of the game, but I will point out, not once in that sentence you just uttered did you say they have a game.
Not yet. Not yet. But they've got bits and pieces, and assuming they can find a way to tie it all together well, might be worth waiting an extra year or two to make sure that it's exactly what you want to have. Problem is if you're waiting 5 or 6, then you're going to enter Duke Nukem Forever territory. And nobody wants a repeat of that shit show.
Moving right along, and I actually was kind of on the fence so when it came to this one, because I figured if we did kind of blow through a lot of our earlier stories, we may actually skip it. So
Let's skip it.
I'll go ahead and open it up.
Let's
Dag,
skip
you want
it.
to skip it? Kari, what do you think?
Yeah, let's skip it.
All right, short version of this little thing I
No,
have.
no,
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 no, no,
short
no, no, no,
version.
no.
Just skip it.
Just let me at least say so people don't get confused. Well, what the fuck are we talking about? It's a fucking interview with Randy Pitchford. If you really care that much, I'll post it up on our Facebook. You can read it yourself, and you can find out, or you can hear him talk about how he feels people that are saying aliens, colonial marines sucks is the equivalent of 9/11 conspiracy theories or some stupid bullshit like that.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No, you're
Moving
wrong.
right along.
But okay.
Oh, you want to talk about it now?
No, it's
No.
the article is pitched for being a lol cow. Film on Facebook.
Fair enough. If you want to see it yourself, I'll post it up on our Facebook page. You can check it out there.
Randy Pitchford is the Peter Molyneux of the current generation.
I would say that Peter Molyneux is the Peter Molyneux of the current generation. If anything, Peter Molyneux is the god damn it, what the fuck is his name? Quake 2. Or not Quake 2, Daikatana. John Romero. John like Peter Molyneux is the John Romero of our generation. I'm still waiting for Peter Molyneux to make me his bitch.
Gonna make you his bitch.
Oh fuck.
That was worth more giggles.
Moving right along.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
So, this is going to be a short little quick announcement from Nintendo. Devil's Third is coming to the US on the Wii U.
Yeah, but it's gonna suck.
Not much more to really say on that.
For previous interest in Wii U, please go see Yoshi's Woolly World and wonder what you just did with the last 5 hours of your life.
A lot of people have been talking up Devil's Third, and I've seen some YouTube footage and heard some of the reviews for like early impressions and all that. It's not good.
Oh, Shayu asked a question in the chat room. Who's worse, Peter Molyneux or Dennis Dyack? Is that how you say that last name?
I would assume so. I don't know the person personally.
Let's see here.
Silicon
Oh god,
Knights.
Silicon Knights. Wow. Wow. Oh.
I'm gonna
fuck.
say Peter Molyneux.
I'm gonna say Peter Molyneux as well.
Because
Is at
Dyack's
least
Canadian, and at least he'll apologize.
well, not just that. I mean, at least Dyack put out games.
That, wow. All right.
Well, let me put it this way. He put out games that delivered, kinda.
I gotta say, Legacy of Kain was pretty awesome.
It was. I think the greatest tragedy of Legacy of Kain was fucking Tony J dying.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so this is the part of the show where we go ahead and open up the phone lines for anybody that wants to comment on anything that we've said so far. And while we go ahead and give people that opportunity to go ahead and give us a call, our last little story that we have here.
Hee 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 hee.
So, Pixels came out this week. That's how I'll open this up. Pixels came out, and I haven't seen it yet, and I probably won't.
Don't.
But maybe I should just to see the train wreck.
No, you know that Adam Sandler is attached to it, and you know it's gonna be bullshit.
Because Adam Sandler is attached to it, and I'm sorry, he used up all his funny points when they made Happy Gilmore.
I dare say he used up all his funny points before he had movies, like back when he did comedy albums, you know, on compact discs.
You're gonna die, clown!
You know,
fuck.
honestly, I think I'm gonna say that Happy Gilmore was funny.
Happy Gilmore was probably one of like the last ones I really remember laughing at much.
Agreed.
All right.
Waterboy gave me a couple chuckles here and there, but not too much.
Mm-hmm. So Pixels is currently tracking a 23% on Metacritic and a whopping 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And the thing that wound up happening along with this is that Nintendo actually decided to tweet out promotion for Pixels because Donkey Kong's in it, right?
Right. That sort of went over like a fart in church.
Yeah.
So-
See, the thing that I have, my biggest problem with Pixels is the fact that the movie isn't even appropriately titled. I'm sorry, sir. Those are voxels, not pixels. Having said that, I will now take my nerd hat off and return us to the rest of the show.
I accept your point, and I think I made the same point like 6 months ago. But there are tweets in response to Nintendo's little blurb, like, could you defeat Donkey Kong? Grab a hammer and watch the final trailer for Pixel's movie, now in theaters, and followed by a link. So, a whole bunch of people are butt mad. They are 200% butt mad.
Rage bond imminent.
Okay, so, like, just on the Games Radar article, some guy is saying, how can you sleep at night at Nintendo America? At Nintendo America, it makes me very sad that somebody at Nintendo okayed this.
I like this particular tweet that showed up on the Games Radar too. You are supposed to be the chosen one.
I'm actually more amused at the one at Nintendo America. I'm so sorry they made you type this.
That pleases me because that's somebody actually like being in favor of the little guy behind the fucking keyboard typing this shit
right?
up on Nintendo's Twitter. Like how hard did that person at Nintendo of America cringe when they typed that in there?
Nothing that a fifth of vodka won't fix after the shift is over.
Dude,
I do mean an entire fifth.
Dude, I got a feeling he's going the way of Mario and just pounding down those mushrooms to forget this shit.
Sometimes you have to have some of the magic mushroom. Or other times, a little bit of peyote will do.
Oh, fuck, man. I gotta type this shit out. Hold on, let me call my drug dealer. I'm gonna need a fucking wild night to forget this shit. Yeah, right. Jedi flipping for 2, please. No, I'm going to be alone. I just need that much product.
Give me a pen, a pad of paper, turn the lights out, and go away.
Holy shit. Iwata didn't die for this.
Loud Kid just won the internet.
Oh, man.
Hold up.
We gotta have a moment of silence for that shit.
We gotta have more than a moment of silence for that shit, sir.
Oh, man. Well, doesn't look like the phone lines are gonna be active tonight, so bummer.
Oh, that's alright. We didn't want to talk to you assholes anyway.
But we wanted to.
I just said we didn't want to.
He's lying. We wanted to.
You were the queen of mixed signals.
No means no, unless you're Dr.Captain.
At which point, no means I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit?
Maybe little colonial marines?
Okay, I had enough. I can't take any more of it.
Fuck you. You paid $3 for the full experience, sir.
All 5 minutes of it. Grit the pillow tight.
All 5 minutes of it that worked.
And about 2.5 hours of the rest of that fucking game being overlaid with the Benny Hill theme.
Seriously.
Oh, fuck.
So, like, we're already running along, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Open a beer.
So we'll go ahead and
keep this party going.
Well, do you want to keep going just to see if maybe someone does call, or do you want to just call it for now?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't have anything else I'm really doing.
So you really want to talk to him? See, now you're being the queen of mixed signals.
Right?
Jesus
no,
Christ.
I'm liking our new co-host. Like, we need to fucking keep him on.
Wait. I didn't sign this fucking contract for more than one show.
Hello.
What the hell have you gotten me into? What have you done?
Oh god, I'm being compared to Bill Cosby.
No, you're being compared to the women that were with Bill Cosby.
Whoa.
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 With the habba-dabba and the jello pudding. How was that jello?
Pudding pops!
Go, go, go.
To my brother, Dr. Russell, who I slept with.
Fuck. Oh no.
Oh man. All right. Yeah. Fuck it. We've been on for a while now. Let's go ahead and just
All right.
end it for now.
Yeah, it petered out.
Yeah. This was definitely a fun episode.
Mm.
So yeah, fuck it. Everybody, you can follow us at our Facebook page, Twitter, our YouTube page, where we will upload this episode later in case, for whatever reason, you came in during the middle or you left and you want to check out the whole damn thing. Just go to YouTube.
Right. There's like a whole bunch of buttons underneath the video. You can click on any one of them, or all of them, preferably.
Push all the buttons.
Right?
Every single fucking button. Make sure to like our videos as well while you're at it. See that thumbs up thing? Click that fucking button.
Well,
They
now
should've
you're
read a
being
review.
now you're
Now
being
you-
a little presumptuous.
You're starting to turn into epic card battle there, sir.
Right. We don't have any incentive to offer aside from more content.
No, that and me coming back to co-host more often.
Hey, that would be fun.
So let us know in the likes button.
You consider doing that.
If you liked our guest host, hit the like button. Maybe we'll bring him on more often.
Oh, Jesus
This
Christ.
could be a recurring thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm going to get voluntold.
It was his idea. We're gonna hold him to it.
Me and my goddamn ginger mouth.
You goddamn volunteered. Suck it up.
Anyway, with that said, this is Dr.Captain.
I'm dead.
I'm Akari.
And speaking on behalf of the Loud Kid and the NPC who isn't here with us, this is everybody here at the Good Game Guys saying, good game, everyone!
Good game.
Good game.